Toastmasters are not bad.
The last
Shoplifters.
Good evening, all. Welcome to the weekly meeting of our Anchorage, Alaska Toastmasters Club. It's my pleasure, just a joke because it's a little chilly in this room, our Fairfield Golden Speakers Toastmasters Club. To begin the meeting, it's my pleasure to introduce the winner of the area speech competition, Mr. Lewis Dembaum. The division also.
The division.
Sorry, the division and area.
Yes. Aha. Okay. So I'll give you this. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for coming out tonight to our Golden Speakers Toastmasters. Before I forget, let's all reach into our pockets and take out our cell phones and turn them off.
I don't have to, mine's frozen, it doesn't.
I say we meet here every Tuesday night at 7:45 near aisle 13 of the Hy-Vee Club Room. That's the ice cream freezer section, but we think that we're in the freezer section right now. So thank you all for coming. I'd like to start with the mission of our Toastmaster Club, which is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. So first, we'd like to hear from our guests. What brought you here tonight? Guests?
Okay, should I?
Sure.
stand up?
Yeah, you can stand up.
Basically, initially I know about this class from my friend, Why. So whenever he told me that there is a public speaking class, and as much I know about myself that I need to improve my public speaking, so I tell myself, why not go and check?
Absolutely.
So I come here. So,
Great. Thank you for coming, and we'll ask you how you like the meeting at the end of the meeting.
My name is Aziz Mato, and actually I have been to Toastmasters Club before in Malaysia, where I was working there, like around 5 or 6 months I've been there. I was not so frequent to the club, but yeah, still I did my 2 speeches there. Ice breaking and first speech, I did my 2 speeches. And what brought me to the Toastmaster was like, as it's obvious, to increase your communication skills and the public speaking skills. Yeah, and now currently I'm the student in MEM, and then I was searching around where is the nearest Toastmaster, and I was so lucky to find it very near here. And I'm looking forward to joining other meetings.
Very good. Thank you. We have something that we're going to do. I'm going to call up the Sergeant at Arms, Rick Starr. And he is, one of the things that the Sergeant of Arms is responsible for is setting up the room. Of course, we as a club like to all join in and help do that. And he has set up the room with this lectern, but we're going to do a little swap here. So, Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Mr. President. As some of you know, maybe all of you know, each year a Toastmasters Club can attain certain goals of being a distinguished club. There are different levels, starting out with distinguished and working all the way up to President's Distinguished, and you have to meet certain group goals of memberships and awards. And the ultimate award is being the first club in the district to reach all 10 goals necessary for President's Distinguished. What's it called?
The traveling lectern.
Well, I know it's the travel.
Oh.
Is there an award? Anyway, so the district awards this special lectern for the club that has achieved this. And maybe Mr. President can help me with how many times over the last several years we've received this award.
I don't know the exact number, but it's probably up around 9 or 10.
This is for actually, this isn't this year, this is for a past period, but we're finally getting it. And we had it for so long. So it's my honor and pleasure and privilege to take this out And you can see the latest thing, it's 2013, 2014 Golden Speakers Club, and we're sharing it with the Hilltop Toastmasters Club. So my pleasure to set this up.
It's got more bling on it.
Let's see, maybe I can see how many. Well, you can come up and look at it later to see how many times we've run this. So congratulations to the club, congratulations to everyone for achieving this.
And now, it's my privilege to call on our Toastmaster of the evening, Jyoti Raj Hadakar.
The Toastmasters guests and viewers at home. I'm your Toastmaster tonight. Toastmaster is the person who conducts who is the anchor of the meeting. My role is to keep meeting moving, to see it starts on time and finish on time. Theme of the meeting tonight. We have a theme of the meeting every day. Tonight's theme is dreams. Who looks outside? Dreams. Who looks inside? Awakes. So that's the code for today. So first of all, I'd like to introduce the role player of the day. In timer, we have DJ. DJ, could you tell what's your role and what you're going to do?
Yeah, sure. I will be taking the time for every single speech that's going to be presented today. So for the table topics, there are 1 to 2 minute speeches. The green light will be turned on at 1 minute. The yellow light will be turned on at 1 minute and 30 seconds. And the red light will be turned on at 2 minutes. And it will remain on until the end of the speech. Prepared speeches are usually 5 to 7 minutes. Icebreaker is 4 to 6 minutes. Some advanced level speeches are longer. The green light will be turned on at 5 minutes. The yellow light will be turned on at 6 minutes. And the red light will be turned on at 7 minutes and remains on until the end of the speech. So evaluations are 3 minutes each. The green light will be turned on at 2 minutes. The yellow light will be turned on at 2 minutes 30 seconds. And the red light will be turned on at 3 minutes. It will remain on until the end of the evaluation.
Thank you, DJ. Our grammarian tonight is Wahid Ahmed Amin.
Yes. My role for tonight is the grammarian. My responsibility is to listen to the language used by the members during the meeting, and then make note of any exceptional good or bad uses of language. I hope that's good. I'll give a brief report at the end of the meeting about what I observed. So I listen also for the use of the word of the day. Today, word of the day is vision. Vision has multiple meanings. One of the meanings is to see something in your imagination or dream. Let's say, for example, last night I had a vision about something. Then it's also the ability to see, to plan into the future. We have a vision about something that we want to achieve in the future. It's a kind of plan that we have, a kind of dream that we have. And I hope that all your visions are going to be fulfilled. And then it also means sense of sight, the ability to see things.
Thank you. In our counter role, we have Sandy Lee Magrum. Please, Sandy, can you tell what's your role and what are you going to do?
Good evening. Tonight I'll be playing the role of the awe counter. The awe counter's job is to pay attention to all of the words that are used in by all the speakers, and to look for words, crutch words, or filler words like and, so, but, well, and then I'll give a brief report at the end of the meeting.
Our general evaluator is Monty Conlon. We'll hear from him later in the meeting. Our joke master and greeter is Nisa Mesri. We'll hear a joke from her. Our ballot counter is Will Bones. This is about the role player of tonight. Now we'll move to the next section of the meeting. That is prepared speeches. Prepared speeches are where we have this manual for the guest. We have the Toastmaster manual, speaking manuals. From there, you have to pick your project, and then you have to do that project. So you have to finish first 10 projects to get the CC. That's a competent communication. The first, I'd like to call upon Lewis Dembaum to read objectives of the speech of Ryan Prana. Sorry.
Prana Miller started Toastmasters in late 2014. Prana is a graduate student at Maharishi University of Management and Sustainable Living. He works for sustainable education in energy efficiency. He has taught sustainable living in Beijing, China. He's happy to work on the renewable energy field. He's also very interested in tennis. Tonight, he is working on Project 4 in the Competent Communicator Manual. The project is called How to Say It. His objectives: select the right words and sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize ideas. Eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. He has 5 to 7 minutes for his talk. The title of his talk is Traveling Abroad and Making It Back in Better Shape Than You Left It. Please help me welcome Prana Miller.
Good evening, Toastmasters, honored guests, and viewers at home. Last week we learned about the credit card travel bonuses that you can get to make your plane tickets inexpensive or free for a travel to the country of your choice, and by Annalisa. And so that kind of inspired me to think about what travel experiences I've done and teach you something that you might enjoy traveling, where you might like to go traveling, and what to expect and how to get the most out of it. So most of us have gone traveling somewhere. Where are some of the places that you've gone or would like to go in the Eastern Hemisphere? We're experiencing Antarctica right now, so we don't need to go there. So the Eastern Hemisphere, I'm thinking about places that I've been in the Eastern Hemisphere, and where would you like to go? So the favorite vacation spots that I'm going to talk about are in Asia primarily, and I did a trip to China in 2013. I was lucky enough to be accepted into this program called MUM Camford, which is a combination of Cambridge, Oxford, and it's an English teaching program, and I was able to teach English for 40 days, and I want to give you some things to prepare yourself for the pitfalls, as well as some suggestions for what to do if you want to have a good trip there. So the water. Everyone, if you've traveled, you know some countries you're not supposed to drink the water because it has bacteria and can give you dysentery and other problems. So in China, it's the same thing. If you have ice, basically ice comes from the tap, which is unregulated and can give you problems. So if you order a drink casually, I'll just get some water with ice. You think you're safe, but something to stay away from. So the water is an issue. Pay attention to food you eat from vendors on the street, because you're going to see a lot of vendors, and it's going to be like tortillas and vegetable curries, and it's going to look great, but you might not want to eat it because you don't know how high they cooked the heat, or how high the heat was to cook the food. So pay attention to the vendors. when you're shopping for food, just be aware of that. It's better to eat. The bread might be okay, but the vegetable curries and things, you don't know how hot they were made. So those are some things to be aware of, just briefly, about food and water, and some places that you might want to go that I really enjoyed the most in China. I went to Gangyan Temple, which is a big temple, and it's in the middle of the forest, and you've got these just breathtaking views. You're on top of these mountains looking down in the valleys, and you're just enjoying the views and some vision. The vision that I remember is just being on top of this platform and just really appreciating the view and being out there in kind of the raw world without any technology. And so the Gangyan Temple is one place to visit. The Forbidden City is another one that I didn't really enjoy because it's kind of this, or one that I didn't enjoy so much. It had it's where the emperor made his meetings, and so he would just be, he'd have his court and he'd have meetings there all the time, and so there would be these, it's beautiful because you've got these little sloped roofs and everything. The architecture is great, but it just kind of gets repetitive after a while. So I wouldn't go to the Forbidden City. That's one place that wasn't that exciting. Let's see. Have any of you been to China? Yeah. Okay. The Great Wall is, you've probably been to the Great Wall. It's there's the Yu and Badaling, which are both pretty popular. Yu is a more popular because it's kind of better quality walls, better. The walls are more structurally sound, and you can see some better things. Badaling is the jade factory, so you're gonna intermix with, or you're gonna walk through into a jade factory on your entrance. So those are some places in China that I'd like to recommend to you. Thailand. I went to Thailand in 2014 and stayed there for 3 weeks. And just briefly, the Elephant Nature Preserve, Nature Park, got to see some elephants that were just doing these little tricks. Not tricks, more like skills. I guess they were painting with their trunks, which they learned over time. And you get to feed them sugarcane sticks, and it felt, I don't know how an elephant eats this. It's like a log, it's like a stick, but they like it, it's sugarcane. And so those are some things in Thailand. Chiang Mai is a visitor tourist attraction that everybody goes to. They have farmers markets or vendor markets, and what else in Chiang Mai? I think the highlight was the nature preserve for the elephants. Chiang Rai, you get to see the royal city where Buddha trees, the banyan trees. Buddha was enlightened under a banyan tree, and so this is one place that I would definitely recommend. There's tons of statues, and you can see golden Buddhas made of gold, and it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I'm giving you some of these places that I would recommend the authentic culture, the authentic, rather than just going around to the city and shopping. And this is more something that I really enjoyed, authentically. And Thailand also, we went to Koh Phi Phi, Bamboo Island, and saw some clownfish and coral and clams, and etc. So yeah, this is China, Thailand, and what's next, I'm not sure, but hopefully somewhere in Asia, and I can give you some tips in the future when I get back from there. I'm not trying to make you jealous of my trip, but this is places I've been, and the Buddhists, it's primarily Buddhist culture, and so that was also valuable to me. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Pranav. let's take 2 minutes to evaluate the speaker. Okay, welcome back. Mr. Timer, did our sole speaker qualify?
Unfortunately, no. I spoke for 7 minutes and 38 seconds, so you went over time by 8 seconds.
So we don't have to go to a speaker. So we'll move to another section of our meeting. That's the evaluation section. For that, I'd like to call our general evaluator, Monty Cumbo.
So after we have our speaker, we have an evaluation section. That's one of the benefits of Toastmasters is that you get evaluated on your speaking, and that's the feedback that you get to learn from the speaker. Before I call up our first evaluator, how about everyone stand up? Everyone stand up, cold, stiff, right? Let's jump. Jump a little bit. Oh. Move those arms. Do some jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a seat. Let's get some blood moving there. Feel a little bit better. My toes are curling. Now, it's my pleasure to call up Lewis Dembaum, who is going to evaluate Ryan Piranha. Welcome, Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Club members, guests, viewers at home, and especially Piranha. I'd like to mention some of the things that I really enjoyed about your speech and what you did well, and I'm also going to use the questions in the manual. You came out front, you greeted us, you tied your topic into a speech that we had last week, which is great, so there's some continuity in bringing back a topic that we've already heard about. You referenced our cold room and tied it into a place in the world, Antarctica. I thought that was great. You took us through many, many great places that you have visited to. I found that very, very interesting, and it kept my attention because these are places that I've never been to, and I would like to go to, especially after hearing what you've mentioned. Going to the manual, was the speech topic appropriate to this particular assignment? Definitely yes. Did you use short, simple, and clear words? I think all your words were clear. I had no problem understanding the words and what they meant. They were used appropriately grammatically. Did the speaker use vivid descriptive words that created mental images? I feel like you fell down on this part of the speech. You had, in my opinion, lots of places where the speech was really, really well chosen to develop vivid images. Some of the things that you could have done, talk about, describe those elephants. Talk more about the street vendors and the food. So this is part of the project where you could have used metaphors, similes, alliteration, and triads. Did the speaker avoid jargon and unnecessary words? Absolutely. Your grammar and pronunciation were fine. The speech purpose was clear. We were going to hear a travel log of places you've been to that most of us haven't, so that was very clear. And it was well organized. Some of the things that could have improved the speech, in, again, my opinion, I would have liked to have seen or heard some troublesome things that might have happened along the way. Did you lose luggage? Did you get lost, stranded? Were there humorous things that happened along the way? Something that could have provided some humor for your speech. What did I like about the speech? I loved hearing about these places, and I was enthralled about where you had gone, and also to hear your opinions about where to go and where not to go. Overall, I'd like to see a little bit more preparation. There was sometimes when you were having to think, so with more preparation, I think that would be smoother. and look forward to hearing the next part of your travel log. Mr. General Evaluator.
Clapping vigorously can also help you warm. The next part, that was our single speech evaluator. Let me go to our timer and just ask, did he qualify, DJ?
Yes, 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the dot.
Thank you. And since we only have,
We have tabletop.
we have table topics, okay, right. Let me call up our next section, the person who's going to be leading our next section, our table topics master, Daniel Craig.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Table topics is our chance to come up, move around vigorously if you want. Speak off the cuff and develop that skill, which is a different skill from what we use in doing a prepared speech. I think you'll enjoy developing that skill. I'm going to give first priority to any members who don't have a role. Anybody? Okay, Will. And then guests will be included, but we're going to do members without a role first. Come on up. I have 7 topics. They're loosely related to the theme of dreams.
Perfect.
Pick 1 through 7.
Let's go with number 1.
The American dream is the notion that the American social, economic, and political system makes success possible for every individual. Do you feel that the structure of American society still presents the possibility of a better life for everyone? Please explain your answer.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored and distinguished guests, and viewers at home. The American dream. Unfortunately, today it seems at times that the American dream has become the American nightmare. You hear about unrest in cities like Ferguson, Baltimore, New York City, and others. You hear about the most sensational book on economics last year was a book about the inequality. Now, this is a very interesting question to me because I'm an American. You know, I was born and brought up in this idea of the American dream, but I'm also a Canadian. I'm kind of outside of that as well. And so this, in the US, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In Canada, I have to make sure I get this right. Whenever you're speaking, even if it's table topics, make sure that you're well prepared. The bottom line is that I believe it's light. It's closer to 2.
We'll put a tab on it.
Yeah, put a tab on that, I'll come back to that. But they put a much higher emphasis on good governance there, and more of a social contract, in a way, with the people than here in the States, at least for a long time. Now we have universal health care. And I think that the American dream, this idea, attracts people from all over the world. The fact that they can come here, and those of us that are here can get down, get our hands dirty, work hard, and achieve something. I think that inspires us I think that gives us a chance to kind of, you know, I wish I could remember the quote, that in the US, actually, I'm going to go that way. Forget that. Again, know your quotes. I think that, like this speech, even if you don't succeed the first time, like I have tonight, I kind of had some bold ideas here. I didn't really come out with a good plan here to finish up. That you can still fail in this country, and you're respected for that, because at least you tried, and you picked up and carry on. Thank you.
Okay, is there another member without a roll? Take a run at it. Emery. I've got 2 through 7. Emery. Number 2. Number 2. I Have a Dream, a speech by Martin Luther King, is considered one of the greatest speeches of the 20th century. The phrase, I have a dream, is repeated over and over, but apparently it wasn't in his draft of the speech. He ad-libbed it on the spot. Have you had the experience of giving a speech in which some unplanned element resulted in a better talk? Or something in life that was
I can't recall anything, Mr. Table Topics Master, exactly like that, but I can remember the most memorable church service I was ever in. And I grew up in Southwest Missouri and attended a little Southern Baptist church in my growing up years, and it was the center of our family life and the biggest church in town, kind of the center of community life for those of us who went there. And there was a Methodist church, and that was their center, and the school was all of our centers. But getting back to this church service and an unplanned event, and I was probably about 12 years old and was an usher and sat at the back of the auditorium in a chair and went forward to take the offering when called upon, and hoped I didn't have to pray in front of the public. But it was a summer day and a wasp was flying around, which was creating quite a diversion for all of the congregants there. And I, being a little boy who liked to play with guns, pointed my finger at that wasp and went pow silently. And for some reason, cosmic, God, I don't know, but that wasp chose that exact moment to die and plummeted to the floor. I think it landed in an aisle, but there were a number of people who saw that happen. The pastor did a double take. I don't remember what the message was. I don't remember if any souls were saved that day, but I do remember that wasp died at the most amazing moment, and that will always stay with me.
Okay. Anybody else want to come move around? Guests? Yes. Jose. Jose?
Yes, sir.
I've got 3 through 7. 7. I dream my painting and I paint my dream. Vincent van Gogh. What is your understanding or experience in the value of dreams in spurring creativity?
Guest, honored guest, Toastmasters, viewers at home. Vincent van Gogh. I paint my dream. Damn, I forget it already. I paint my dream and I dream my painting. Is that how it goes?
Reverse, but that's it.
What does that mean? I paint my dream. I dream my painting and I paint my dream. I dream my painting and I paint my dream. To me, I hear that and I think of vision. You know, when we dream, we get a vision of of some sense of reality. I dream my painting and I paint my dream. Yeah, it's a source of inspiration. You know, that the unconscious level of consciousness. Some say we've been more creative in that junction point in between sleeping and awakeness is a point right there. So it's like, to me, I hear it. I hear that and I sense inspiration, vision, and yeah, creativity comes in the most unusual forms. I mean, dreams, like I mentioned, unconsciously. And what does that have to do with creativity? Yeah, I guess it goes down to like silencing the subtleties, the surface level of life. You know, I go to Maharishi University of Management. You know, we've been some say bombarded with this idea of like you know, quote unquote consciousness and all this stuff, which is cool. But one thing they did mention is the surface level of life, and as we get deeper, there's a deeper, you know, absolute sense of life. I dream my painting. Yeah, to me, I get a sense of going deeper within in the sleep state and getting in touch with that absoluteness of life, and coming out more refreshed and with a creative energy to actually bring that into fruition. So when I hear that, I think of what Maharishi said: surface level, absolute level, going down into dreams and bringing it back up to the surface. Thank you.
Toastmaster, do we have more time? Or?
We got plenty of time.
Yes.
Okay. Should we do more jumping jacks? Everybody up. Okay, let's try. Twist. Lift your knees. It's all valuable. Keep the body going. Yeah. Hey, let's do the bunny hop. No. Thank you.
Gangnam style.
Gangnam style. There we go. Okay. Who's another volunteer? Any guests? Oh, we got eager guests. In the front row. What's your name again?
Ajish.
Ajish. I've got 3 through 6.
3.
We'll see if you know about this one. Field of Dreams was a movie that was filmed in Dyersville, Iowa. It has a famous line that is, "If you build it, he will come." And people quote it now as, "If you build it, they will come." It's a meme about creating something and attracting people as a result. So my question is, please comment on the idea that creating something would result in people desiring to see it or use it.
Well, what was the question again? The line.
The first part was that the movie, The Field of Dreams, is about baseball in cornfield in Iowa. Has a line that says, "If you build it, they will come." So I'd like you to comment on the idea that building something or creating something will create the desire in people to come see it.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. So it's about somebody doing something for community or society or for helping people to build anything. We build something and it's not for like it can be for us, but it is mostly for the societies or some helping people out there. So unless we build something and we have some imagination, we have some visions, people won't believe you without seeing those reality, what you wanna, like it's just imaginations of a people. I would like to take an example when the Wright brothers who first thought of building an aeroplane. Nobody could believe him, like aeroplane, something can fly. It's just like, and something can fly you. So, but even though those brothers didn't give up, and he has those skills, and he believed in his dream, and he finally came with something that can fly. But when he asks his people to come and see those reality, nobody believe him. That's out of questions to like, they cannot, believe him. And when they actually there's five, I think there was 5 people who just wanted to be eager to see his things, like, so he just went there out and then saw it, and it could really fly. And people are amazed on that thing. So unless you build those, people won't come and see, and they cannot believe you. So whatever, like we may have some kind of ideas or thoughts, and then we never want to try that. But it's good to try. That's it. Thank you.
My name is Abhishek.
Abhishek. I have questions 4, 5, or 6.
I'd like to go with 5.
Okay. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. It was John Lennon that said that. Please comment on your understanding or experience of the power of developing and working towards shared goals with others in the group.
So the thing is that when he's saying that initially that the other question they have question number from 1 to 7. Initially, I would like to choose the question number 7 because the question 7 is a good number. My name also contains 7 characters and 7 is lucky. Then when my fellow friend Jose, he chose the 7 numbers. So then I was thinking that which number question should I take? I always believe in numerology. So then I select the question number 5. 5 basically in this reason that currently the current month and day is also 5, 2015, and one of my known favorite, one of my loved person name also contain 5. So now I come back to the question. So dream alone and dream become reality. This kind of thing. The thing is that dream for me, dream has 2 things. One is like when I'm from Pisces zodiac sign, so Pisces zodiac sign eventually lived more in dream rather than reality. I believe in this. So whenever I go somewhere, rather than being in reality, I always dream of thinking that when I was sitting there, I was thinking that I will come here and what I will talk. So I always lived in future dream. So the dream also come from like this. Dream alone also come from like that. Whenever I read poem, I also travel and blend myself through with the poem. When I see music, I also blend myself with this. Dream alone has beauty to myself. But when I think of a dream when I think of dream and influence other people to believe on my dream And if that dream is good thing, and if a lot of people believe on that dream, and they together work on that dream and make it happen, then it will become a reality. I mean, a lot of people, like politician leader, a lot of think tank, they see a dream of beautiful world. I mean, where there will be no inequality, there will be no, I mean, division in between people. So I mean, they think of their idea and share it, and every people believe it and come together. And now we are trying to make this thing happen. I mean, in this class, we also see the dream of everyone will be a good public speaker and will be a good leader. So we come to that dream, start, I mean, a lot of people are making us believe that we will achieve that. So I mean, I believe in future, I mean, it will be a reality.
Any more?
Okay.
Do you,
For time or I will come?
are we done?
No, we have time. I thought you are asking me to come.
Can we take it? Okay, I got a couple more. Any other volunteers? No, sorry. Next meeting.
I'll come.
Okay,
Okay.
Jyoti, you're up. You just wanted to move.
Oh yeah, it's too cold.
I have 4 and 6.
Your choice.
Okay. 6. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Discuss the power of belief in the accomplishment of goals.
Toastmasters guests, viewers at home. Yes, everything starts with a dream. If you have a dream, then you will start working on it. First, you should know what you want to do. That's the dream. Dream is not just close your eyes and sleep and see something. That's also a dream. The word dream means 2 things. One is what you see when you are unconscious, when you are sleeping. The second thing is when you are awakened. When you know about your better self, when you know what you want to do tomorrow, you have to start today to achieve something tomorrow. And the starting point, to shed light, at the starting point, start with a dream. Yesterday I had a dream to speak, to be a better speaker. And today I'm standing here and speaking in front of you as a speaker, as a good speaker, not only a speaker, as a good speaker. So that started with a dream. Yesterday I had a dream to become a chartered accountant. And studied hard, went to India for 10 years and became chartered accountant. And I had a dream to be a CPA in US, and I came here. I joined Maharishi, did MBA and became CPA. I have a lot more dream to fulfill, and that all starts from what I think, what I dream of. So that's all. That's all about it. We dream, that starts your journey, and you reach. And again another dream starts. It's not the end of the dream. It's a series of dreams. Dreams and dream and dream and dream. So you dream until you can dream. So it starts from a dream and never ends in a dream. It goes on with the dream. Thank you.
I think it's time for us to vote for the best speaker. DJ, we're going to need you to read out the names of the qualifying speakers. Okay.
Names of the qualifying speakers are Will.
Table topics.
Oh, table
Table speakers.
Yeah. For Will is one person that qualified. Emery is another one. Jose, Agish, and Jyoti. These are the names of the people who qualified.
And now we're going to hear from Rick Starr, who will be the Table Topics evaluator.
Mr. Timer, Rick can get 5 minutes
Okay.
because of the number of speakers.
Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow frozen Toastmasters. Table topics are very challenging. You have to come up here with no warning and give a structured speech, give a good speech on a topic you just heard seconds before. First of all, I'd like to congratulate everyone who came up, especially the guests, and gave a speech. It takes a certain amount of courage to do this, and my hat's off to you. Congratulations. 6 speeches, 6 good speeches, and 6 very different speeches. Will started off with a structured speech. It had a beginning, American Dream is the American Nightmare, a middle, US versus Canada, and an end, a summary of what it means to achieve or try to achieve the American Dream. One recommendation I would have for Will is when you make a mistake, don't highlight it, don't point it out. You did that in the middle of the speech and also at the end of the speech, so just continue on with your impromptu speech. Emery, a very different speech. You came up and you told a story, a narrative, very nice story, very warm story. It was very entertaining, very enchanting the way you told it, shooting the wasp out of the sky. Jose, you gave a speech on creativity, and your speech very much matched it. It was very much free-form, stream of consciousness, and your speech kind of was the form for creativity, how the creative process works. One suggestion I would have, and I understand it's maybe your first speech at Toastmasters, is a little less pacing. You tended to pace back and forth, but try to stake out an area of the stage and just stay there. Rajesh, if I have your name correct, again, a good speech. It was clear. You had a good introduction. It was very well structured. You had a good summary at the end. I thought it was a very good speech for an impromptu speech and for one of your first speeches, I assume. Very good. Abhishek, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I think you took a little bit of time talking about the numbers, so I think you were kind of stalling a little bit in order to think of how to get into the speech, but that's fine. Another technique is you can wait up to 30 seconds before you begin your speech, but I liked your technique better. And then when you got into it, you did talk about dreams, and you had several good ideas about dreams. I had written down in the beginning that you can make more eye contact with the audience. You find yourself looking down and thinking. But I noticed by the end of the speech, you were making good eye contact. You tended to focus a little too much on the, are we sitting over there then? One person, but you did a good job at the end. And last, Jyoti Raj, one of the things you mentioned that you had a goal to become a good speaker, and your speech reflected that. It was a very good speech, it was well structured, you had good movement, you staked out different areas of the stage for different parts of the speech, you had wonderful vocal variety, you had wonderful gestures, so I think that was an example of you achieving your goal of becoming a good speaker. Thank you.
I believe Monty is going to come finish off the meeting.
Thank you, Dan. The evaluations are done. Mr. Timer, if I could find out who qualified among the evaluators.
All of the evaluators are qualified.
And that would be
Lewis, Rick Starr.
Lewis and Rick.
Yes.
So vote for best evaluator. Let's take a minute. And we're back to the locker room, meet locker room. It is time with that meeting for the reports. First up will be our timers report from Mr. DJ.
Yep. So, you want to see the times for people who spoke at the table topic. Will spoke, and his total time is 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Emery, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Jose, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Agish, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Abhishek, 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Jody, 1 minute and 46 seconds. So for prepared speech, that Prana spoke today. It was a total of 7 minutes and 38 seconds. Table topics evaluated Rick Starr spoke for a total of 3 minutes and 17 seconds. And Lewis spoke for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's it.
Thank you, DJ. Next, we'll have our grammarian report from Wahid.
I was only, Prana used the word vision. I myself also used it 4 or 5 times, which I think I'm the winner. So as the speech was very descriptive, then well used, the American dream has now become the American nightmare, which was actually kind of poetic thing. Emery the speech was descriptive, and then Dan used a lot of very good quotes from, like, I dream my paintings and I paint my dreams, and then a dream dreamed alone, and then another one which the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams, which was good quotes, and I really liked it. And Jose used the unconscious level of consciousness, which was a kind of very philosophical. Judy used yesterday I had a dream. It was also kind of quoting thing. And Rick used for the proverb, my ad's off. Thank you.
I'll counter report from Sandy.
Lewis had nothing. Jyoti had 2 so's, 1 but. Rick had 1 and. Prana had 1 5 so's, 1 but, 12 ands, 2 pauses, and 1 so yeah, oh yeah. And then Monty had 1 so. Mohit had 4 ahs, 1 but, 2 ands. Dan had 1 so, 1 and. Will had 1 but, 2 pauses, and now you know twice. Now and then you know twice. Emily had 1 so. Jose had 2 ums, 2 you knows, 3 so's, and a yeah. Adrish had 7 ahs, 5 so's, 3 buts, 2 ands. Abhishek had 6 so's, 1 and 9 I mean. DJ had nothing. Thank you.
So for our guests, the purpose of the ah counters is not necessarily just to point out how many times you've messed up. The main benefit of it is to make yourself aware that you're using filler words. Having that awareness, you can actually help you catch it. And that's the benefit of having an ah counter. Nurja, it is time for our joke. Please welcome up Nurja.
I'm a Toastmaster, yourself know and guess. I'm not very great joke teller, but I'll try. When is the moon heaviest? When is the moon heaviest?
When?
When?
Okay.
When it is full. What kind of apple is not an apple?
I don't know.
A pineapple. One person got married and he was puzzled to how to take his wife for a honeymoon, because she was very big. So he tried to book plane, but plane booking people said, no, you cannot take a plane or car. He couldn't take. So he has to book what?
2 seats.
U-Haul. why mommy couldn't pick up the phone.
Oh, he was all wrapped up.
Yeah. That's it.
So finally, the time has come for me to do my role. I am the general evaluator, and as part of my role is to evaluate the evaluators, but it's also I evaluate the meeting as a whole. So my comments about the meeting, besides the obvious that this is a meat locker and it's way too cold for comfort, we need to do something to address that in the future. We also started about 5 minutes late, but we had plenty of time because we only had one speaker tonight, so I'll let that part slide. Moving on to our evaluators. Both of our evaluators tonight, Lewis and Rick, are very experienced. They're experienced evaluators, they're experienced speakers. So what you saw was actually a very good example of how evaluations should be done. I'll start with Lewis. Lewis, even before he gave his evaluation to the speaker, I think one of the most important things a speaker evaluator can do is actually give a proper introduction to the speaker. And I thought Lewis gave a very clear and concise introduction for Prana. Prana provided him with the introduction, but Lewis he presented it very articulately, and he also gave the objectives and the points of what Prana was trying to do with his speech. I thought that was very well done. When Lewis started his evaluation of Prana, he goes out front, in front of all of you. He gave 3 positives. Personal feedback to Prana right off the bat. This established it was a personal interaction. It wasn't from the manual. These were observations that Lewis had personally made of what he enjoyed about Prana's speech. Then Lewis went to the manual. And this is where you go over the objectives of what you're supposed to accomplish in the speech. And Lewis went point by point, and he gave his opinion on if Prana met the objective or if Prana could improve upon the objective. Lewis gave feedback examples of exactly how Prana could improve. That's valuable to a speaker, and that's actually that's what you want from your evaluation. You want to know, what can I do better? And I think Lewis did a pretty good job of doing that. As far as Lewis's evaluation style, I like how Lewis uses the stage. Lewis is actually very good at using the stage. He used all of it. He was in the center. He was over here at one point. He was over here talking to Prana. And he also came back behind the podium. I think in Toastmasters that sometimes we get obsessed with having to be out, whereas there is a use to be from behind the podium. It actually gives you sort of a sense of authority when you're sitting from behind you. So I thought Lewis utilized that pretty well instead of just staying out in front in the center. Let's move on to Rick. Rick was a table topic evaluator. This is a bit different from just being a speaker evaluator. Rick has to evaluate several speakers that have given a short talk. Rick, you opened up with sort of a rehash of what table topics was. He gave a little bit of a summary of what people had just done. People had just come up, and they'd given an impromptu speech. You congratulated everyone for coming up. That's a good way to establish personal rapport. And he also said that everyone that came up did something a little bit differently. I like that as a flourish. It gave everyone a sense of, well, I went up there and I accomplished something, something unique. For the most part, Rick, you used the sandwich method. You gave a positive, you gave a recommendation, and you usually ended on another positive note. That was very obvious with Will. You gave positives and recommendations. You used examples of what they could do better. Your sense of evaluation, you focused on the different speakers. You had a very personal rapport with them. The only thing I think you might have missed was when you were reviewing Emery, I don't think you gave him a recommendation. You sort of described what he did, but then you moved on, I think, a little bit quickly from what Emery was doing. But other than that, that would be my only recommendation. Rick, you did a good job. Like I said, I really liked how you had the rapport with the individual speakers. And that's my evaluation for the evening. I'm going to turn it over to our Toastmaster to finish up the meeting.
time to give meeting awards. It's a time to award. So we have 3 awards, 2 awards, sorry, actually. Best table topics and best evaluator. Let's have a drum roll for best table topics. Best evaluator, drum roll. Lewis Dembaum. Here, with you.
Trophy. All right.
Prana, for your fourth speech.
What speech? Ah, yes, the process.
So now I'd like to call Lewis Dembaum, President, for his closing comments.
Thank you, everyone. On one of our breaks for evaluating, I counted we will actually be over here for the 2014 to 15 year. We are on here 14 times.
Wow.
There's no other club in Iowa who could say that. So we have dominated this award.
And this is for the whole
time.
state.
This is for the whole state of
whole
Iowa.
state of Iowa.
Whole state, oh.
So all the
This is
clubs.
the whole state of Iowa. District 19, which covers Iowa and a little bit, I think, of southeastern Illinois. So we should be very proud. And we want to keep that tradition up. And there's 2 things that come to mind for that to happen. Number 1, we always want new members for a number of reasons. First of all, more members showing up at our meetings mean we can have more speakers. Tonight we only had 1, we would like to have 3 at every single meeting. So more members, invite your friends, talk to people at work, let's get more members in the club. I'd like to see us start next year with 30 members. The other thing that will make our club stay great is we are electing a new board of directors, new officers starting July 1st. We have quite a good slate lining up, but there's also more openings. So if you haven't told me what officer position you'd be interested in being considered for, see me after the meeting. And what else? Yes.
I just wanted to say to our guests, you're always welcome to come as many times as you want as a guest too.
Yes, excellent, excellent. Okay. I will bring space heaters next week, just in case this situation continues. So, yes.
Yeah, I think I'll get cold tablets in case anyone is getting cold. So
Cold tablets.
Okay, so we will be electing the officers, and I think on the 19th.
When's the next tabletop? When's the next tournament that you and Nelson were involved with?
Oh, okay. So I won on Saturday for Division E. There are 5 divisions. Division A, B, C, D, and E. There are 5 divisions in District 19 of the state of Iowa. So on May 16th, at the annual convention of Toastmasters District 19 will be the table topics contest and the inspirational speech. So I've got my work cut out for me between now and the 16th. I'd like to hear from our guests about how you enjoyed the meeting, what you got out of it. So 1 or 2 sentences.
Hi. Well, it was a wonderful meeting tonight, and I enjoyed a lot. And I enjoyed the speech by Ryan, and the table topics were very good, like interesting table topics. And I also got my chance to speak on table topics. Back in like I have also attended my Toastmasters before, and what I found was it's different. Almost the Toastmasters are the same, but like just on the we used to do table topics first, and then there was a humor topic, humor speeches, and there was additional one, inspiring speech or something. That's how it begins, and then we started with the speakers, and then the evaluation was done at the end. So that was the difference from that. Overall, I find very good, and this was my first meeting attended in United States, so I feel great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Jose here. One or two sentences. What I really enjoyed from this group was just the intention of bettering ourselves as a person, as a speaker, because everybody's giving a mouth. We all use it, and it's so important to know how to work that mouthpiece, as they say. Other thing is like, yeah, iron sharpens iron, as the Bible says. Iron sharpens iron, and that's very evident here. So I'm thankful for you. Thank you.
I overall find this room very comfortable because everyone has a beautiful smile on their faces, and after that, the exercise, it's feeling me very relaxing. And feel free to communicate, and the structure, the procedure the people are following. Someone go, think, and speech, and then evaluation. I think it is very helpful to personal development. So I think overall, anyone who join here will be able to figure out and find a way to be a good speaker.
Very good. Thank you. Emery, I was struck in your table topic I just couldn't resist to say that I'm just so thankful that a Southern Baptist church let a WASP in.
They're all
for our foreign speakers, WASP
They're all
white
WASP.
Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
I would want to say that I happened to be up in Johnson County on Saturday and had an opportunity to hear Lewis speak, and he was outstanding. So he did us all proud.
Thank you, Emery. Thank you. Is there any other club business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Is there a second to the motion? All in favor of adjourning tonight's meeting, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.